Welcome to Daily Drive for Friday, July 17th, 2026. I'm Kellen Walker in Las Vegas. Today on the show, Honda will discontinue the electric Prologue next year. Foxconn, the Taiwanese iPhone maker expanding into electric vehicles, postponed its U.S. release of a midsize EV crossover due to tariffs. And tough competition in China derailed Volvo sales in the first half of the year. Plus, two Subaru execs talk about the challenges service departments are facing today.
We know people are holding their cars longer, no question about it.
Let's run through all the news you need to know to keep up in the auto industry. Foxconn, a Taiwanese iPhone maker expanding into electric vehicles, postponed its U.S. launch of a midsize EV crossover due to tariffs. It will pivot to producing vehicles in Poland and will pitch a new taxi for Japan to continue its international growth strategy. Foxconn planned to deliver its Model C midsize utility vehicle to a U.S. client it has not publicly identified. If the political situation were to change, the company might reassess. The move shows how automakers and suppliers are dialing back U.S. production plans due to tariff volatility and reduced federal incentives. Honda confirmed plans to axe the electric Prologue next year, marking the end of the company marketing an EV in the U.S. The company canceled plans to build 3 upcoming EVs in the U.S. back in March. Despite initial success, after the Trump administration eliminated the EV incentive, sales of the Prologue decreased significantly. The company is expected to further prioritize gasoline-electric hybrids as well as gasoline models. It plans to launch 15 new hybrids by March 2030, primarily in North America, with the first hybrids due next year. And Volvo sales in the first half of the year were derailed due to tougher than expected Chinese competition. Sales fell by 35% in China, a sharper decline than expected. Despite the setbacks in growth, a Volvo executive said the company is expecting to rebuild its cash position and increase sales with new products such as the EX60 midsize electric SUV. Additionally, 2 new electrified models will be announced in September. Volvo Cars CFO Frederick Hansen said that the second half of the year will be led by Europe, while the Chinese and U.S. markets will continue to be a struggle. And those are today's headlines. You can find more details on all those stories at autonews.com. Affordability concerns are a new challenge for service departments. Subaru is leaning on customer loyalty and the Subaru Love Promise to keep customers coming back. Todd Lawrence is Vice President of Loyalty and After Sales at Subaru, and Jim Pernas is Vice President of Fixed Operations. They sat down with our own Dan Shine. Here's the first part of that conversation.
Jim and Todd, thanks so much for joining me on the Fixed Ops Friday edition of Daily Drive.
Good morning, Dan.
Here. Thanks, Dan.
So let's talk generally about dealership service departments and how things are there. What do you see as we sit here in June of 2026? Jim, I'll start with you. What are the challenges that the Subaru service departments are facing these days?
Well, we know people are holding their cars longer, no question about it. And you've got to earn loyalty. A lot of the basics haven't changed. You've got to earn the loyalty. You got to earn the business and value every customer. The fundamentals haven't changed, but it's challenging with, in some ways, people, the affordability. People are cautious about spending big ticket items, and actually that can and is helping us.
And Todd, from your perspective, what are you hearing from your service directors, your fixed op directors about things that they're struggling with?
I think one big struggle right now is just the economy in general, affordability. But we're getting our customers. They're coming in. Some may be turning down some of the bigger repair items, but the business is definitely out there, which is a good thing. Like Jim said, it's just maybe we have to go after it a little harder. But we have the units in operation out there, and our customers are loyal to the brand. We want to keep them loyal, so we're doing what we can to make sure they're coming back and staying at their Subaru retailer.
Jim, I think of all the brands out there, Subaru seems to be the one that, again, the word loyalty is thrown around a lot. It seems to me, at least, like, that top brand that there's a service customer loyalty there. How has Subaru built that over the years?
Well, we're a relationship car company, and we believe in trust, and it's really our retailers that have worked to generate that. We call it the heart pillars, the love promise, being more than a car company, and staying loyal to our brand. I call that playing the long game. Keeping customers coming back. No business is too small for our retailer, whether it's an EV tire rotation, and no business is too big, whether it's a major transmission or repair. But developing that trust and being good citizen in the community certainly helps us get the job done.
And Todd, from your perspective, I think dealerships struggle with retention, customer retention. It's the warranty expires. A lot of people go to an independent shop. They think it's more it's cheaper than the service department. How do you continue to emphasize to Subaru customers that that's where they should be?
I think we definitely do things in a uniquely Subaru way. We call it the Subaru Love Promise. It's not just a marketing tagline. It's all about taking care of our customers. It starts here at our corporate office. We do a great job with our employees. We want that to trickle down to our retailers. So just at every interaction with Subaru, we want them to feel the love. And we know that if our customers do the right thing, take care of our customers, they'll come back. They won't even think about the aftermarket.
So Jim, you're retiring coming up soon here. How soon actually are you leaving?
July, next month. I'm retiring.
Okay. All right. And almost a 40-year career there at Subaru. Kind of walk me through a little bit of that arc from when you started to where we are now, and how we talked a little bit about that loyalty and the customer retention that Subaru is I think really well known for. How did that arc of that build over itself over the years? How did kind of take me through that journey, and how you kind of saw Subaru really kind of building that brand recognition?
Sure. I started in 1987, summer of 87. And we had loyal following, loyal customers, but we had plenty of challenges in the market. We built front wheel drive and all wheel drive at the same time. And we were trying to find our footing. We were getting away from the old brand identity of inexpensive and built to stay that way in the early 80s to the value proposition. And we struggled and had some tough years, some lean years, and looking for our identity. And then we came out of it in the 90s with the Outback, responding to what our customers need and what they wanted and their lifestyle, their need for adventure and outdoor type of living. And we built the product. The product certainly improved dramatically and met the customer, the owner, where they want to be. And we worked with our retailers to develop their brand strategy as well. And, fast forward, the Love Promise, Share the Love came out. And that was a natural extension of how our customers feel about the brand. And we, I think, have done a good job of showcasing that and making us more than a car company. And that there's more than buying the sheet metal of the car or the parts and service. It's the emotional bond. It's that the trust that we create with our owners, and that we're there for them, and then the safety that we provide, and all of that has really come together in the last several years, and we're riding on that success for certain.
How do you build that culture from top down? It's and make sure that it permeates into every store that you have there.
Well, it's taken a lot of years, and I've been around 39 of them, but developing the product, and I think a lot of it does start with the product, and then the marketing, and then the field team, the Subaru of America field team, meeting with the retailers, and you have to be authentic. You have to be authentic, and the Love Promise is a community commitment. It's a customer commitment. You have to be true to that. And when you're true to that, it spreads, and you talk about it. You talk about the successes and the stories. We call them Love Promise stories in the community. and what we do to give back. And then as time goes by, it develops, it multiplies, and over the years, and it becomes, the culture, the reason for being. It's the purpose for our brand in a lot of ways.
And you spent like 16 or so years kind of on the ground, I guess you would say, in those different kind of field roles for Subaru. And I'm sure that it really informed you on, you're in the dealerships there and you really can hear firsthand the problems or what they needs and what they're doing well. How did you, when you moved up into this, VP role, how were you able to kind of keep that connection with, at the store level to kind of make sure that you're still hearing what, again, those fixed ops and service directors need from you?
It gets harder as you come. Most of my career was in the field, and so I was constantly every single day in retailers and working with them every single day. And then coming to the corporate office in 2019, and moving into this role in after sales, you have to seek out those opportunities and continue those connections and listen to your retailers. They're partners. They're so significant to what we do and to that brand strategy and parts and service and loyalty. We call it the loyalty loop, keeping that owner coming back for life. So you listen, you seek out those opportunities. We partner with the NRAB, that's our National Retailer Advisory Board, and get to know them really well, travel to the stores as much as we can in roles like this, and listen and listen and respond, certainly in a partnership fashion.
You became vice president in 21, a very tumultuous time in the auto industry, coming out of the pandemic slowly, and supply issues, parts issues, supply chain stuff. What was that like to kind of like jump into that fire a little bit?
I had no idea. I mean, it was baptism by fire. Supply chain problems, getting vessels from Asia over here was a challenge. There were parts shortages galore, and we listened. We responded. We control the controllables. I remember saying that many times. Control what we can control. There's some things we couldn't control. If there were raw materials we couldn't get, but we did everything we possibly could to develop countermeasures to get the product, get the supply chain. In the supply chain, mass production for vehicles always comes first, and certainly we understand that in fixed operations and after sales. But then we need to find the source, find the right suppliers, and keep a good eye on stocking levels and have good systems in place so you can navigate the supply chain. We're not out of the woods. There certainly are plenty of challenges now in the supply chain, not nearly as bad as 21 and 22 and the semiconductor crisis and all of that. Don't get me wrong, but there are challenges. So you have to stay nimble, and you have to read the data, and you have to utilize the systems that you have to, track the parts and see the trends and respond as quickly as possible so that we can keep parts on the shelves for our customers.
Definitely service became, during the pandemic and those years right after it, service became a big focus, because sometimes sales were shut down during the pandemic and service might have remained open as an essential service. And we're kind of in a, vehicle inventory where maybe the sales are going to be down a little bit, margins are compressed. Again, fixed ops is kind of looked to kind of carry a dealership. How have you over the years kind of made sure that the back end of the business, as it's kind of sometimes called, the back end of the dealership, was kind of still front and center in the minds of leadership at Subaru, that this is an important part of the business as well and needs to be treated as such?
Yeah, great question. Fixed operations absorption is a critical measure that our field team uses, retention as well, and lost and prospect customers. And so it comes down to individual one-on-one conversations in the field and making sure our field team has the tools when they're working one-on-one with their retailer to show the opportunity. You're getting X percentage of the units in operation. And if you do this, this, and this, we can move that needle up. It starts with that first maintenance complete. It starts with a great Love Encore redelivery that gets the customer back, and then they come for the first maintenance, and then you do a great job there, and you bring them back for the next one and the one after that. But using the data in a manageable way and planning for capacity. So there's many variables, and I'm answering the question in a lot of different ways, but it really comes down to the field team and that one-on-one relationship they have with the retailers to develop the business plan and to make sure that fixed operations is a key part of that business plan. Because you do well in Subaru fixed ops, you're going to do well in new car sales and variable operations, used car sales, no question about it.
So talk a little bit about the transition with Todd and kind of passing the torch to him. I'm curious, Todd, from how long have you, I mean, obviously you've known Jim for a while, but how long have you kind of this transition been going on, and kind of walk me through, I wasn't sure when like Jim's retirement was announced and you were named as his successor, and I guess how that transition has been working over the last few months.
Sure. Jim and I started working together in this role in early March. So I've been fortunate to have him around. He's certainly set up Subaru, set the department up for success. We have so many great things in place, so many great things coming. So over the past few months, I've just been tagging along with Jim, hopefully getting in his mind a little bit. He has, I've been here 29 years, so I'm just a short timer compared to him. So I've learned a lot from him, and we're in a great position to move forward. Our retailers are in a great position. We have a lot of things coming, and with new car sales maybe trickling down a bit industry wide, this side of the business is more important than ever, and we're well positioned to jump in and keep our owners coming back and grab our lost customers.
That's Daily Drive for today. I'm Kellen Walker. Thanks to Francis Clem, as well as our own Urbash Kakaria, Hans Greimel, and Peter Siegel for their reporting for today's podcast. You can get the latest news on Volvo, Honda, and everything happening in the auto industry at autonews.com. Come back tomorrow for our weekend drive edition of the show, where our own Larry Bellaquette and Michael Martinez break down the biggest stories of the week.
This is a serious situation for a union that has just been plagued by scandal.
We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of the show and the topics we covered today. Send us an email at dailydrive@autonews.com or leave us a voicemail at 313-444-2774. And if you enjoyed the podcast, remember to like, leave a review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.